Happy WIP Wednesday! Welcome to my channel, everybody. My name is Donna, and this is Donna Loves Crochet. Why did I say that? That's funny. I should edit that out, but I'm not going to. This is Donna Loves Yarn. Well, I love crochet too, but that's not my channel name. I must have been thinking about another. There's a lot of channels called So-and-so Loves Crochet. So that's funny. Here I was all excited with a new intro and I got it wrong. Oh well, that's funny. Forgive me. But I do love crochet and I love yarn. And it's WIP Wednesday, as I said. And I have some WIPs to show you. I also have just a couple other things just to add on at the end. But mainly this is talking about some WIPs that I have going. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I think the weather everywhere is just beautiful. I know it is here in Missouri. It was so nice out today that I took my rabbit outside. I bought a enclosure that's about 4 feet high. I got it off of Marketplace a couple weeks ago, and I was gonna take him out last week sometime when we had a really nice sunny day, and he's still getting used to me. I've had him now for 3 weeks, I think, and he doesn't like to be held. Rabbits, for the most part, don't like to be held. Mo does not like to be held. I can't even get past picking him up. And I'm so afraid I'm going to cause him to hurt himself by jumping off of me that I don't even try. But I have a carrier, and I tried to coax him in the carrier the first time. I tried to just coax him in the carrier and then snatch him up with that. That didn't work. My son tried to catch him the last time, and that didn't work. So we let it go. I guess I just still need to continue trying to bond with him. But I decided, since it's a nice day today, it was at least in the mid 60s. I thought I would try to catch him again while my son's here before he goes to work. So I went downstairs and I asked him to try to catch him, and he meant business. He was going to catch that rabbit. And it wasn't a problem catching him. He stayed right where he was supposed to be. But when my son, put his hands around him, he tried to lurch forward. Well, my son wasn't going to let him get away. So he held on to him, picked him up, put him in the carrier. It has a zipper, like a U-shaped zipper thing at the top. Didn't even bother with that. Just held it shut, went upstairs, went outside, opened up the little gate in the enclosure, and he was kind of reluctant to jump out of it, but my son dumped him out of the bag, and he was out there for 2 hours. We sat out there. I sat out there crocheting. The dog was out there. This rabbit is not afraid of dogs at all, and where he was previously at his foster home, they had a dog. So he's used to dogs. He is not fazed at all by Goober coming nose to nose with him. He's not fazed at all. So he had a good time being outside. So that was nice. Hopefully we can do this more often. And he'll get more and more used to going in the carrier. And maybe one day I won't even need the carrier. Maybe one day I'll just be able to pick him up, put him on my shoulder, and take him up the stairs and outside, and he'll be okay. The first rabbit I had when I was a kid, that rabbit didn't mind being picked up at all. Of course, it was a different breed. But it was a male, and he wasn't neutered as far as I know. So I don't know. It must just be this breed in particular is just real skittish And but I can tell he's getting more and more used to me. When I go down and feed him in the mornings and in the evenings, he knows why I'm there. He knows why I'm there. It's so cute. So anyway, yeah, it was a nice day doing that. Um, I think it's supposed to be nice the rest of the week. And my son keeps saying, it's early spring. Nope. It can snow into April here. It has before. So, just enjoy the days as they come, and spring will get here when it gets here. So anyway, with all that out of the way, let me go ahead and again welcome you to my channel, Donna Loves Yarn. My name's Donna again. If you're new, welcome. This channel is really all about yarn and crochet. Sometimes I throw in some life updates with my rabbit or with my dog or with my son. I'm retired, so I'm home all the time. And I just like to sit and crochet and window shop for yarn. Does anybody else window shop? I just window shop. I go on these sites and I look and I put stuff in my cart, knowing full well I'm not going to buy it. But, it's like the new age window shopping. My mom used to take us window shopping all the time when we were kids. We'd, hot summer night, we'd go to this area where I grew up, and they had a whole block of stores side by side. And one of those stores was called Topsy's. And they sold ice cream and like popcorn, caramel corn, stuff like that. But they sold ice cream. So we'd go, we'd stop at Topsy's, get ice cream, and then we'd walk all along the shops and we'd window shop. And it was so much fun. It was great. We did that all the time in the summer. So that's basically what I do now. I window shop for yarn, and it's fun. And, it's the next best thing to buying it. Anyway, let's move on with today's WIPs, because it is WIP Wednesday, as I said. So if you remember last time, I showed you that I was doing some hats on my knitting machine. Well, I made another one yesterday, I believe. And this one was made using, and I thought I had more of this. I probably do have more of it. It's stuck away somewhere. I just haven't gone looking for it. But it's called Poems Silk. I believe it's from, I don't have the label here because I believe I threw it away. Plymouth? Is it a Plymouth yarn? The Gina is Plymouth yarn. Poems Silk. I don't remember. Do I have another one here? Oh, there's one. I do have more. Wisdom Yarns. Poems Silk. And it looks like that. It's 100% wool. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Gina. The Gina is 100% wool. This is 75% wool, 25% silk. Hence the name Poems Silk. So this is the colorway called Magic Carpet. It is one of the most beautiful colors. It has some of my favorite colors in it. Wines and greens, red, orange. Gorgeous. So I decided I was going to see if the Centro liked that yarn. Luckily it did. So there's that hat. I think it turned out good. It did drop one stitch. And I watched on YouTube how to fix them. But I don't know that I'll ever be able to do that because I have a bit of a tremor, and it's just too hard for me to get that precise, pulling the stitch and going back and forth and weaving it back in. I just can't manage it. And my son has a tremor too, or I would ask him to help me. But it's staying put. It's a tucked stitch. There's dropped and there's tucked. I still don't know the difference. You fix them the same, but I still don't know the difference, how to tell the difference. But I think this is probably a tucked stitch. But I think that turned out really pretty. So add that to the pile of hats. Since I got that Malabrigo, so of course I haven't broke into it yet, I decided I was going to do some more on my lemonade, a pink lemonade wrap, which is actually the Star Stitch combo stitch tutorial from Crystal at Bag O' Day. So I just decided I was going to do a wrap with that stitch tutorial. So if this is the first time seeing it, I call this pink lemonade because the colors remind me of pink lemonade. And this is all made with Malabrigo Silky Merino. It's so soft. It's really soft. But I'd say it's about a third of the way done. It's beautiful. It's really pretty. One side, I think I had a little trouble, and I missed some stitches at the end, but I said earlier when I showed this before, I might add a fringe to help disguise that. Probably. All right, so my next WIP is one that is almost done. I've been really trying to concentrate on this one because I may be going to my sister's indoor farmer's market on Saturday with my crochet stuff that I already have done, and I'd like to take this with me. So I'm trying to work on it and get it done. And I could probably get it done. It's Wednesday. I could probably have this done by Friday. I would rather block it. If I can get it done by Friday, block it Friday night. Hopefully it'll be dry Saturday morning and I can take it with. But this is called the South Bay shawl. And it's actually a free pattern on Lion Brand. But I found the tutorial on Cabin Fever Crochet. Her name is Helene. She lives in Washington State. And she does markets, or she used to. She's made a lot of this shawl and it's so easy. Give me a 2-row repeat and I'll make them all day long. But this is a 2-row repeat and it's basically just shells. That's basically what it is. And I hope you can see the sparkle because it is sure sparkly. So I made this using a yarn that I got from Pleta.bg. Pleta, they sell Stenley yarns. And that row right there, that's almost all Stenley. And I had not used it yet. So this is the first time making something with that Stenley. It's turned out beautiful. But here's the rest of the cake. This is what I have left. So I'm probably, I don't know, more than halfway through the cake. I ought to weigh it and see what it weighs now. But I'm pulling from the center, so it's going to end with this dark pink. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the sparkle. That's Lurex. It's not Stellina. It's Lurex. So hopefully I can get that done by Friday. I'm really hoping that I can. I started watching tutorials again last night, and I shouldn't have. I scroll through YouTube and I see something that catches my eye and looks pretty and looks easy. And, you know, before I know it, I'm picking out a yarn to start it. I get start-itis really bad. If anybody else does, let me know. I get it really bad. I've got so many WIPs, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I found this one, and I've realized that I now have a favorite pattern designer because she likes to work with thin yarns, and she has a channel. Her name is Olga Poltava. Olga Poltava. And she works with mohair. She works with lace weight yarns. She works with 1 and 2 weights and uses larger hooks so that it's lacy. But I saw this one yesterday and started it last night. And it is called the Easy Lacy Scarf. And it's worked it's worked from one end to the other. It's not worked top down. It's worked from one end to the other. So here's what I have so far. And this is another easy 2-row repeat. Very simple. Using a 5mm hook. And I decided to break out another Stenley yarn. And this is the Stenley Souffle. And it's my 2 favorite colors. Of course, there's brown in the middle, but green and then to purple. This has no sparkle, but this is going to make a beautiful wrap. This is just going to be gorgeous. And this is 85% cotton, 15% polyester. The sparkle yarn is mostly cotton with lurex. So there's no, other than the lurex, there's no synthetic fiber in here. It's cotton. So I've got those going. And then I haven't worked on this in a little while, and I think I mentioned it in my last WIP Wednesday, and I haven't worked on it since then. But this is called the Philomena shawl. Maybe I didn't have it with me at the time. I just mentioned it. This is the Philomena. And it is from Fiberflux. And it's, yeah, I did talk about it because I remember saying it's a trapezoid. So this is the top. So the longest part is the top, and then the bottom is shorter, and then it just keeps growing wider and wider and wider. So I'm still working on that, and that is made using a Sirdar wool blend. A Sirdar wool blend yarn. That's really, really pretty. It's very pretty. So I think that's all the WIPs I want to show you. Yeah, I think so. By the way, speaking of making hats on my knitting machine, I have several of, and I probably shouldn't even mention this because I'm going to have people in the comments saying, this is why you need to bag up your yarn. So I had acquired, and I'm trying to remember how I acquired, I think I got these at the local resale store that I talk about sometimes. But this is the Alpaca Country Fina, and this is a wool and alpaca blend. It's a grass green. It's not showing up true on my screen. This is a grass green, or like a pea green. Anyway, I was using this to make a hat. And, you know, I was cranking and cranking. It was going and going. And the next thing I know, the strand ended. But I still had the skein where it had been. There was still yarn there. I knew I wasn't getting near the end. So I'm like, it ended. What the heck happened? So I picked it up and I looked at it. And there was a hole. Little nice, neat little hole. So guess what? I believe when I bought this, it probably had a moth problem. So far, I haven't seen any evidence. Of course, it was on the inside. For all I know, this may have damage to it also. I probably should throw the whole thing out. But I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Because it's, if any of those larvae got into any of my other yarn, it's too late for me to take it and put it in the freezer. I'd have to put all of it in the freezer. So anyway, that was my first encounter with ever seeing moth damage. Actually, it's larvae damage. Moth larvae. It's not the actual moth. It's the larvae. When they hatch, they eat. So that was the first time I had seen that. I just thought I'd share it. I probably shouldn't have, because I'm probably going to have people telling me, you need to protect your yarn. I already know I need to protect my yarn. Okay, so moving on. All right, so I wanted to talk about a yarn acquisition and a new neck light. So I was influenced by a couple of people. I can't remember the channels off the top of my head, but I'm glad I did it. I already had one, and here's the one that I had, and it was fine. It worked fine, but this is one solid piece, and if you've got a thin neck, it's just not really, it can be uncomfortable after a while. And this actually gets kind of warm, if I've had it on for a while. But it's worked fine for me for, a year or so, however long I've had it. But I was influenced to purchase this this newer one, and I'm glad I got it because it's so much more comfortable. And I got it off Amazon also, and it's called the Nivava, Nivava, Nivava neck light. I wrote on the top because I couldn't read, didn't know what all those upside, right side up V's stood for. I didn't know what it was, but at least I got a manual. But here it is. It's wonderful. Look how flexible it is. And it just can conform. And it's like that soft, rubbery, not rubbery, but I don't know how to describe it. But it's so much more comfortable. And these swivel. And hopefully the battery life on this is a little better than the other one. The other one, the battery life wasn't that great. So hopefully this one is a little bit better. But this is great. I like it. It's so much more comfortable. So comfortable. Let's see if they weigh. This one might be a little heavier, but it's more comfortable on my neck. So I'm glad I got that. Second of all, another Amazon purchase. Every once in a while, and I've mentioned this before, every once in a while I'll go on there and I'll see what yarn they have. I'll put in a particular fiber and I'll see what they have. Because I don't know if you know this, but you probably do. If you shop Amazon, you know this, that prices change all the time. And you're not always notified of it. When you go to Amazon, especially on your phone, I know that, at the top it'll say there have been updates or changes to your cart or something like that. You go in, you see what prices have gone up, what prices have gone down. Well, it's not going to tell you that for everything you've looked at, obviously. So every once in a while I'll go in and look at particularly the yarn art cakes I'll go in and look at those and see if I can get any for like under $10. Sure enough, I did. I ordered one and it's coming in a couple of weeks. And I looked at it the other day, yesterday as a matter of fact. I paid $9.99 for it about 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I looked at it yesterday and it's doubled. Maybe not doubled. Maybe it was like $15 or $16.99. But I got it for $9.99. A yarn art cake. Cotton acrylic yarn art cake, which I love. I have so many already. So I'm waiting on that. But every once in a while, I'll do a search for like silk yarn or merino yarn, you know, stuff like that, just to see, you know, if I can get any good deals. Well, I found this one yarn that I'm pretty sure they sell on Temu because it comes from China. No offense to China. I would rather avoid buying anything that was made in China. But I went ahead and got it because they were packs of 3 for $7.99. And it's a cotton and cashmere blend. Granted, it's only 10% cashmere, but still, it's natural fibers. And the color they had that was $7.99 for 3 was really pretty. So I ordered 2 3-packs. And here it is. Lotus Yarns Autumn Wind. Made in China. Natural from China. It is 160 meters, 50 grams. They recommend let's see, is that like a fabric label? They recommend a 3.25 to 3.75 millimeter knitting needle. So probably a 4 hook, but this is definitely a sport weight. I'd say that's a sport weight. Soft as can be. Now I know I can order more. I will probably order more. And I'm thinking what I might do, because I want to make a wearable so badly, but I want to make an easy wearable that does not require really any stitching. So I'm thinking I might make like a tank top. I don't want to do sleeves. I'll probably still have to stitch up the sides, which, you know, I'm not looking forward to that. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. But this would make a great, I mean, it's, you know, it's a lightweight yarn, it's a 2-weight yarn. That would make a great tank top, I think. If you have any other ideas what this would be great for, it's so soft. And only $7.99 for 3 of them. That's not bad, is it? $7.99 for what? So that's probably, oh, it's 170 yards. I did the conversion before. So it's 170 yards. So over 400 yards for $8. Free shipping. I don't think that's bad for a really nice cotton, even though it came from China. It's soft. It's super soft. They have some beautiful colors. Not all of them, last I checked, not all of them were available as a 3-pack. Some 3-packs were more expensive, I think. Maybe. But if you buy them singly, they're like $6.99 a piece. So why wouldn't you get the 3-pack? I mean, really? That's gorgeous. That's a beautiful wine color. That's gorgeous. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything in my notes. Oh, going back to the South Bay shawl, you can get the pattern on Lion Brand, but Helene modified the pattern in a couple of ways. She said that the setup rows on the pattern were like 8 rows for the setup. She discovered that really after the second row, it's basically the same repeat after the second row. So you have a 2-row setup and then it's a 2-row repeat after that. So easy. I haven't gotten to the part where she does the border because obviously I'm not done yet, but she modified the border. Apparently it has a straight edge border, and I was just listening to her and she said she did a straight edge border but then add some more of the shells for the border. So that's probably what I'm going to do because I love the shell stitch. It's beautiful. And this yarn, oh my gosh. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. I can't wait to finish that. It's going to be wonderful. So, let's see. Yeah, I've got other stuff in this little bucket, but I'm not going to show you. So I think that's all I have now for you guys. Oh, I wanted to update you on the ArtYarns yarn. I did a little short video and uploaded it yesterday. I laid all my yarn out. I even took some from the first purchase, laid them out again, and yesterday was full sun day, full sun, like 65, 67 degrees, and laid them out all day, and I brought them all in. They're all put away. I brought them all in, and the smoke smell is gone. I have some really pretty royal blue alpaca that still smells musty. It's musty. It's not smoky. Didn't come from the same place. Came from an Etsy seller, but it's musty, and I can't get rid of that musty smell. So I don't know what to do about that. I guess I'm just going to have to wait until I work it up. And, you know, I usually wash my projects anyway. Wash them and block them. So I guess, you know, it's not a really strong musty smell that'll bother me as I'm working on it like the smoke smell would have. But yeah, once I wash it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I probably ought to make a project with it sooner than later. I just don't know what. It's really pretty yarn. It's really, really pretty yarn. So I guess that's all I have for you today. I didn't mention the date, but I will. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen at the beginning of the video. Since we're at the end now, it doesn't do me any good to tell you the date. Although I could. It's February 21st, 2024. And that was my WIP Wednesday. So I think I'm going to go back to working on my shawl. And I really hope I can finish it by Friday night. I have 2 more days. And I'll probably work on it the rest of the evening. Get my recliner, put my feet up, put something on TV, and crochet away. Hopefully get it done. Hopefully. That still seems like an awful lot of yarn. Because it's a really tall cake. It's, I don't know, there's probably at least 100 grams left. And I think it was 200 or 250 to start. So, okay. I got to quit rambling. We're at 34 minutes. So I'm going to let you go. And I hope you guys had a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, always remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, and I love you. Take care, you guys. Have a great day, great evening. Love each other. Just be kind. Be kind. And just be kind. Be kind. Because, you don't know what that other person's going through. You don't know. So be kind. And keep crocheting. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.